Libya was the most prosperous country in Africa, and everyone knew that. And now it's basically begging for its resources at the doors of the financial centers of the West. I spoke officially for the son of Africa, Muammar Gaddafi. Today, I speak up, albeit not officially, for another son of Africa, Ibrahim Traoré. They came for Gaddafi and killed him. They killed Sankara before that, Lumumba. They went after Samora Machel and many, many others of our revolutionary sons.
Once Libya stood a shining example of African leadership, a nation that was doing well, a nation that wanted to unite Africa.
A country that until now, 14 years after that bombardment, still in ruins. In Libya, we have two governments, we have two armies, hundreds of militias, we have no education system, no health system, electricity. Libya was the most prosperous country in Africa, and everyone knew that. And now it's basically begging for its resources at the doors of the financial centers of the West. A country that was leading Africa is now basically on its knees. And this is exactly what was the plan from the beginning, is to destroy this country and its leadership, so it's no more a leader of liberation in the continent. And they succeeded, unfortunately.
In 2011, NATO bombs shattered that dream, killed a leader that was going to unite Africa, and left a country that was torn apart.
The very lies and accusations against the revolutionary government of Gaddafi, which were proven completely false afterwards, they were propagated by Western media. They were told and retold. And actually, many people don't know this. The Security Council used the media reports to prove that Libya killed civilians and bombarded cities and brought in mercenaries from Africa. So, which is really unique. It never happened before. Usually the Security Council uses a proper investigation by experts. But for the first time, they refer to the BBC, CNN, French media, German media, to actually bombard a country for 8 months.
And this mistake should not repeat itself. We are seeing a repetition of what happened in Libya. Ibrahim Traoré banned some foreign media outlets in Burkina Faso simply because of doing what? Spreading false information that there is genocide in Burkina Faso. And it started that way in Libya, a country where electricity was free, education was free, healthcare was free. A leader who wanted that we have our own bank, like the IMF, but an African bank, so that we can power a project, he was killed. And later on, we hear that those were false narrative. They were not true stories.
The lies were huge, and the Western mainstream media worked to help the war machine, not to discover the truth. They never really came with genuine questions and trying to understand what was happening.
Africa has to defend Burkina Faso.
We must not allow them to come after our son and brother, Ibrahim Traoré. He is leading a genuine African revolutionary liberation project. He wants to have control for all Africans over our natural resources. He wants Africans to be united, to have African sovereignty, not just political or military, but African economic sovereignty. They come after him not because of democracy or human rights or stability, but to destroy his liberation project. Exactly what they did with Gaddafi, exactly what they did with Sankara, what they did with Samora Machel, what they did with Nkrumah of Ghana, and many, many other sons of Africa. Today, we must stand up. We must fight. Come with us to support the revolution in the Sahel region of our continent. come to say no to imperialist forces of the West that keeps trying to maintain its hegemony and control over our continent. We must stand together.
Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, they have formed an alliance. And this is making the country strong because the enemy will use the other country to infiltrate into Burkina Faso to get the leader. But now, Burkina Faso is surrounded by countries that they have treaty. So Africa, we need to unite. We need to unite. Let this not repeat itself. Let this mistake not repeat itself again in our own country. They did this because of the resources that were in Libya. Right now, as we talk, Libya is divided. And the main cause is foreign interest with the wealth of Libya. We must arise. We must defend our culture. We must defend our country. Africa, let's unite and win the battle. This is the Africa Journalist on Africa Rising. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more stories like this. Thank you so much for watching.